Good evening everyone. Welcome to the BISP solution. BISP is a tech company which provides technical solution across the world. So today we are going to talk about the business rules. So here is a here is the basic business rule we would understand. Here the calculation manager we have to do now. So in our previous classes, if I talk about the travel expense planning, so in travel expense planning, the travel expense forecast of different mode of travel like bike and car, which we have discussed earlier, that the total distance which we covered, these are the drivers, and how could we use such a drivers for the business rule purpose, for the purpose of business rule. So we have taken in our earlier classes the same way. This is the travel expense forecast for different mode of travel, bike or car, here in this scenario also. So these are different ways. Here the approved budget are 4,000. So we have covered all the things in our previous classes. Here the trend based planning we would understand. So the trend based planning, we know that the trend which are adopted by averaging the 4 month of actual. Here the 4 month of actual and 8 month of forecast data. So this data is a forecasted data which we have done. Same way here we could understand that 4 month of actual and 8 month of forecast data. So these are okay, but here in the travel expense forecast, so the same way, this is our sheet. We can implement our basic business rule in this sheet for getting the expected outcome by implementing this business rules. So here's the business rule. You can see this is the business rule. Here the we can see the temporary parents. So I could say this is the account, and the entity would have, and the entity would be department here. And if I would say the month, so the month would be so now we will do this sheet here. The upcoming things. One minute. Yes. Yeah. Now we have to do the upcoming things. So here the trend based planning, I could see Yeah, this is the actual and forecasted data. So we would we would compare that what is the actual thing and the forecast thing, forecasted thing. So here we have taken we have taken 4 months of actual data and 8 months of forecast, 8 months of 8 months of forecast data. And same way I we could take uh, we either take 5 months of actual or I could say 7 months of forecast. So the combination of actual and forecast we can we can take in different manner. uh, like the actual data, same way we can take the 6 month of actual or 6 month of forecast. So we uh, we have to take the actual data first for forecasting the data of uh, for forecasting data of upcoming month. So for this we have to do for with this we have to do such things. Here the travel expense. Yes, now we can see the entity and account. So this is the expected output which we would get while implementing the business rule. So these are the drivers. Firstly, we have to create in our instance, like the distance from home to office, bike mileage, fuel unit price, number of days travel in a month, and the total distance travel in a day, fuel consumption per day, travel expense cost per day, total fuel required, and monthly travel expense. So these are the drivers which we have to do. Like this, these are the account, and these totals are the account, are the part of account entity. Here these are the entity, actually the entity, no departments. Different departments are there, but we have taken no department in entity. Here the month would be Jan month, and and the HSP view base data, version would be working, and scenario would be forecast. Here the product is a no product. So that's the thing which we have to take while implementing the base data. So HSP view is a base data, and then we would take uh, different like the account, and we can take the version, the particular version. So the whatever the change which we have to made, the same thing we have to take in our business rule, like HSP base data, entity no department, and like base data, account, entity, department, like, and the month would be Jan month. So the same way, like the month would be January month, here the year would be FY25. So FY25, which we can take version would be working version. And month, year, and version, and the scenario would be forecast. So yeah, firstly we will take the scenario, forecast scenario, and product would be no product, no product. Working product would be no product here, and the same way we have taken scenario, year, period. So the month, the particular month would be Jan month. We would take Jan month. So this is the way we can do this thing. This is the formula which we have to implement. We have to take particular dimensions, different dimensions, and these dimensions we can say after HSP view base data we have to take forecast, year, version, product, and the period. And these are the actual formula, like total distance travel in a day, which we can give while implementing in our EPM. Like total distance travel in a day equals to distance from home to office multiplied by 2. Here the fuel consumption per day equals to total distance travel in a day divided by mileage. And the same way travel expense cost, if we want to find out the travel expense cost per day, so the same formula, like the fuel consumption per day, we will took them all in double quote, and then we multiplied in fuel unit price. The total fuel required equals to number of days travel in a month multiplied by fuel consumption per day. Monthly travel expense equals to fuel unit price multiplied by total fuel required. So the monthly travel expense, if the approved budget is greater than or equals to monthly travel expense, or greater than forecast, or greater than equals to monthly travel expense, so exceed budget would be equals to 1, else exceed budget equals to 2. So we have created particular scenario. This is the formula, and we have created particular scenario for that. Like if this situation would be happen, then our exceed budget would be equals to 1, and if that scenario would not be happen, so for for that we have assigned it by the else. We have used the else for this. Else if the exit budget equals to 2, then the situation would be differ, and we will use and if and colon. So this is the actual business rule, and the end of business rule would be uh, would would be from the and fix. So this is the business rule which we have to do, uh, so that we can get the output, we can get the result here, same way. And here the expense for the same way. For the expense, total distance traveled in a day. If mode of travel equals to 1, it means the bike is a mode of travel. Then total distance traveled in a day equals to distance from home to office multiplied by 2. Fuel consumption per day equals to total distance traveled in a day divided by bike mileage. Travel expense cost per day. Fuel unit price multiplied by fuel consumption per day. Total fuel required equals to fuel consumption per day multiplied by number of days travel in a month. Here the monthly travel expense, same way, total fuel required multiplied by fuel unit price, and it's the end if. Here the generally the ending of business rule happens by end if or end fix. So this is the business rule which we have to take, and these are the drop down list. Here the bike, and if we can same way we can choose the mode of travel as a car. Here the business rule of total distance travel in a day. So the mode of travel, this is the business rule. I could say the total distance traveled in a day. If mode of travel equals to 1 indicates that a mode of travel is a bike. Okay, 1 for bike and 2 for car. So total distance travel in a day equals to distance from home to office multiplied by 2. Fuel consumption per day equals to total distance travel in a day divided by bike mileage. Travel expense cost per day equals to fuel unit price multiplied by fuel consumption per day. Total fuel required equals to fuel consumption per day multiplied by number of days travel in a month. And here the monthly travel expense equals to total fuel required multiplied by fuel unit price. So this is the end fix which we use after implementing it. And here the mode of travel is a smart list mode of travel bike. So the same way we can use or implement the formula here. And this is the salary expense forecast. So in this salary expense forecast, you can see the the salaries, miscellaneous expense. If we want to implement the business rule, for that we have to add the particular value. Firstly, we have to connect it to the smart view. Now we are facing some issue to connect it, so we will not take particular sheet for their implementation. So today, what things which we actually revised: um, driver based planning, which we done earlier class; trend based, same way which we have done. The combination of the things which actually we have discussed, like the actual and forecast. This is the 4 month actual and 8 month, the same pattern, same trend which we have which we have followed here. So the same thing here. And the travel expense, I could say, when we connect it to the smart view, then the value when we add up here, so the value of drivers would come here. And the same way the business rule here is written. All the business rule of travel expense planning is here, so we have to return here after 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 indicating all the dimensions properly and appropriately. Then we will write the formula, and after that we will do the budget, travel expense, forecast. And if would exceed the budget, then what else would be happen? And if it exceed budget equals to 2, then what would it be happen? So the planning output, same way here we have seen there, that is the difference. So that's it for today. uh, we have covered the output, the actual output or expense assumption, the planning output, I could say, the formula and business rules. This we can do this thing thoroughly. So we have covered this thing here, and all this thing same way we will cover this on in the instance also. Now we are facing some issue while logging in, but the same thing which we also implement in the smart view and the instance also. So now I will close this session here. We have done this thing. So here here I will close the session. Thank you so much for your participation. Now I will close the session here. That's it for today. Thank you.